Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kenneth Popejoy. I'm the Chief Judge of the 18th Judicial Circuit. This is a special day for me. I'm a lifelong resident of this county, my entire 72 and a half years. My father was a lawyer starting in 1950 out here. I was a lawyer starting in 1977 and a judge since 1996. I now have the honor of being the Chief Judge, and I can be not more proud or thrilled to announce this ribbon cutting and to show off all the beautiful improvements that we have made here today. This construction project clearly sets DuPage County up to meet the changing criminal justice needs that our county needs for the future. It is my pleasure at this time to kick off today by introducing County Board Chairman Deb Conroy to say a few words. Deb?
Hey, good afternoon, and thank you, Judge Popejoy. I will not be telling you my age today. It's great to welcome our guests as we open our new courtroom and staff office space. This is truly the beginning of a new era of justice in the county. In total, we are celebrating the opening of 2 new courtrooms, a new grand jury room, and the opening of the new space for the public defender. Construction has already been completed in the new courtroom 1000, in the 501 building, which was remodeled to handle in-person detention hearings in compliance with the safety, accountability, fairness, and equity today, or commonly known as the Safety Act. Within the next 2 months, construction will be wrapping up in these spaces for the state's attorney and probation staff. These courtrooms and offices that you will see during the tour will give our staff a greater ability overall to comply with the Safety Act. I am proud to say that our efforts have led to DuPage County being 100% prepared and ready to comply with this act. We will hit the ground running on September 18th. As a state representative, I was proud to support and vote for this important legislation. After the bill was passed and signed by the governor, DuPage went right to work, figuring out what the new law would require of us and what additional resources that we would need. None of this is possible without the prudent fiscal planning. In March 2022, we approved the construction of this $19.8 million upgrade, which I'm happy to report is ahead of schedule and under budget. Thanks to conservative financial projections, we ended our fiscal year with a surplus, and we are able to use a portion of that surplus to fund most of the project. We set aside an additional $5.4 million from federal relief dollars to ensure these facilities were constructed with COVID in mind. The courtrooms are Zoom compatible, and we have an ability for additional social distancing as needed. This is just another instance in which DuPage County leads the way. We are proud of our proactive efforts to fully comply with the Safety Act. We are now also proud to show off the results of this intentional collaboration. All facets of this project were approved unanimously and in a bipartisan fashion. The way this project came to fruition is a perfect example of good government at its finest, officials coming together for the good of our residents. Before I turn over the mic, I'd like to thank the most important person in this project, 18th Judicial Circuit Court Chief Judge Kenneth Popejoy. He has been the driving force behind this construction, and none of this would be possible without his dedication and hard work. We are grateful for his planning, leadership, and commitment to this project. Chief Judge Popejoy, thank you, and would you please say a few words?
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. That was very kind of you, Chair Conroy. I want to thank you very much for being here today, and also to personally thank you and all the members of the board who are here and those who could not be here today for your continued support throughout this process. As the chair mentioned, we are fully prepared to be in full compliance when the Safety Act starts next Monday on September 18th. From the beginning, we have had the full support of the chair and the county board, who listened, responded, evaluated, discussed, and approved our plans unanimously. So thank you again to each and every one of you. We knew this was coming We knew there would be a dramatic change in how we operated dating back to when the governor signed this legislation in February of 2021. Shortly after that signing, I called together a group of county stakeholders, including myself, State's Attorney Bob Berlin, Sheriff Mendrick, Public Defender Jeff York, Director of Probation McKellen. We sat down and we began analyzing what our current footprint was and what our future needs would be. And together, we all began working cooperatively on how we would comply with this new law. Our biggest need was space. We had employees who were working in closets. We had employees sharing common workspaces. And with the Safety Act, we knew that an additional headcount would be required. After 6 months of discussion, we all agreed on what our needs were and how we felt it was the best way to implement them. And we brought those proposals to the board. They asked thoughtful questions. They thoroughly reviewed what our suggestions were and the many options that we presented to them, leading to our final proposal, which was again unanimously approved. This project is a large undertaking. We renovated what was the old bond court over in the sheriff's offices to the new first appearance court. This tripled the size of the original courtroom over there. Because we now have, with this Safety Act, 365 days of full evidentiary hearings throughout the year. The courtroom has been ready for almost a year, waiting for all the legal processes and everything else to be done. We are the county that is ready to go and on time. We built a new space for the public defender on the third floor of the judicial office facility, removing past cramped quarters and creating for them an efficient and streamlined workplace. Due to the need to bring domestic relations and domestic violence cases to a quicker and more successful resolution, we also added 2 additional courtrooms in order to facilitate that intent. The remaining construction is expected to wrap up in the next month or 2. We will be completing the state's attorney's renovation to provide all of them staffing needs and privacy for their attorneys working on cases. We're expanding the probation department to the entire first floor of the judicial office building in order to add additional personnel for pretrial safe services. And also, we are creating a separation in that probation department for the adult and the juvenile services in order for safety reasons and to protect all of those individuals involved. Additionally, I would like to thank the previous county leaders, some 20-plus years ago, for their foresight in this building's original construction. When the 503 building was planned, it was built with the structural capacity to add a 3rd floor in the future. That capacity is what created the public defender's offices. That capacity saved us millions of dollars, and which was a dramatic saving to the taxpayers when our final plan was decided upon. As Chair Conroy stated, after the passage of the Safety Act, we are ushering a new era of justice at DuPage County. My term as Chief Judge ends the 1st of December. The Honorable Bonnie Wheaton will become our Chief Judge from that date forward, and she will be walking through with the future of the Safety Act and any number of issues that we have in the 8th Judicial Circuit to ensure that our circuit remains the best circuit in the state of Illinois. Let me assure you finally that every person who works in this building will continue to work tirelessly to uphold the rights and the protections of each person who walks through our doors. And now, if you will please have Deb join me, as well as the members of the board, and we're going to have our official ribbon cutting to open up these courtrooms, which will then lead to a tour of the facilities for any who would like to proceed.
Go ahead and grab a pair of scissors and line up here on each side. You should not give these right? Go ahead and grab some scissors, and then we're going to have Chair Conroy and Judge in there. And everybody, if you can even out on each side here. She's coming through.
Cindy, there you go, Brandon.
All right, a cutting we shall go. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you all for the support that you've given to us. Thank you.
Now,
Chair.
we have some other VIPs who are gonna come up for a second cut.
Now, all the,
Who would like to?
all the stakeholders who were involved in this, please, I'd like the stakeholders to come up.
Please, 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 don't run with the scissors. Thank you. Okay.
Jeff?
Like a piece of the netting after the final
Jeff
four.
Mender?
All right, you wanna get ready for the second? Areas, great. Okay.
Robert Rupp and President Beanstra. Okay.
Come on through, unless you like to live out.
That's mine, that's mine here, thanks, sorry.
Come on through, Bob.
Go ahead and grab some scissors off of here or off the table.
Anybody need scissors, Bob? Oh, two Bobs.
Sheriff, you have scissors?
Oh, he needs a weapon.
The only weapon we can have in this courthouse. Well, I'll look here and, to all the stakeholders though, I really want to thank the Bar Association, all the help that they've given to us through all of this, and to the stakeholders. These four gentlemen and I met tirelessly for years, and we continue to meet tirelessly to continue to implement the Safety Act and utilize this facility in a proper and efficient manner for the benefit of our taxpayers. So thank you to each and every one of you for the job that you did in that regard. Thank you very much. And we're ready. All right. Thank you all.
Okay.
Now, at this time, Suzanne Armstrong, our trial court administrator, who should have been up here really, because she's done far more than anybody else has done along the way, I think. She's gonna lead you in tours over to the public defender's office, to the first appearance court, if you deem that appropriate, and we'll coordinate things from that point forward. Sheriff Conroy and I are gonna remain in this courtroom with any questions that anybody might have in any more detail or the like, and we'll be available for whatever questions you might have. So thank you all very much. Court's adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Adjourned.